All right, let's take another caller. Joe in Montreal, go ahead.
Hi, I've had Power and Power Financial in my cash accounts for a number of years. I'm retired and I want growth and some dividend yield. And I just want your opinion on where they're going to go over the medium term with the change in interest rates and the government, the new government in the U.S. If you think there still will be some upside to this stock, or do you think it's just going to stay sideways for a number of years? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen.
So certainly, Joe, we really like the insurance business. We really like the asset management businesses, which are both businesses that are held inside Power. I would go more pure play today. I would focus more on something like a Manulife or a Sun Life, or frankly, Pru in the U.S. And I think you're going to get a more pure play on what's going on. The holding company may be a little bit less attractive right now. You're in the right camp, and it's going to do okay. It just may not participate to the same degree.
What about, it's interesting that you go pure play on the insurance side. What about going pure play on the asset management side, whether here in Canada or the United States? One of my former clients, Waddell & Reed, the ticker is WDR, looked at that stock for a long time. Asset managers, in my opinion, but you tell me, are late cycle plays, but at some point they're pretty interesting.
Yeah, so we actually had a long conversation about asset managers today. So listen, our base case is 2015 was the first major correction in a new secular bull market for stocks, meaning probably 10, 12 years. So in that world, if you look at what happened in the 90s, asset managers were created and became very big companies. So I think you have to be looking at this group. I like both the investment dealers. We're going to talk about one that encompasses all these things. But like I looked at T. Rowe today. Like 90% of their assets are equity assets. 90% of their funds are in the top quartile. They're going to sell a lot of equity mutual funds if we're in an equity bull market. So I think you do want to look at the asset managers. I think you do want to look at the investment dealers and capital markets. You want to look at insurance. This is why the financials are behaving the way that they are, because they haven't performed for a long time. And
you can't time it perfectly, but is it still too early, though, to step into an asset manager that's...
I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all.
All right, let's take another caller. Doug in Calgary, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Catherine and David.
Hi.
David, I'd like to ask if you own Humana Gold. I have a significant position, and as I'm sure you are aware, they've recently completed an IPO on their wholly owned subsidiary, Brio Gold, and their Brazilian gold properties that they propose to dividend out to their existing shareholders that have the option to take it or not. It was initially, analysts valued those Brazilian properties of Burrows at about $600 million. To get the deal done, they dropped that, I guess, off to about a worth of $355 million now. So I was wondering, do you own?
Yeah, Doug, I'm gonna keep this fairly high level, because 80% of return is get to the asset class that's being revalued, right now equities. And then second, find the sectors or themes where the money's getting put to work. Two reasons to own gold. One is because you think there's a disaster coming, and two, because you think there's big inflation. The third thing is if you think U.S. dollar is going down a bunch. U.S. dollar is rallying, and there's no disaster in the near term. So at the big picture, if you look at GDX, which is the ETF for gold producers, it looks almost exactly like YRI and a lot of the other golds. Money's leaving the sector. In fairness, you know, I'm short GDX in a global macro portfolio, and we don't have any gold holdings currently. So, you know, irrespective of what may be happening specifically in YRI, it's going to be dominated by the sector move, and I think it's not the time to be there.
Okay, let's take a time now for the Market Call Minute. All right, Joy in Markham, Ontario is asking about Amgen, buy, sell, or hold.
So the biotech group, I think many people thought if Trump got elected would behave better. It has had a lift. It remains to be seen if it can follow through. So we own some Celgene in the group. that's about all we own.
Okay.
So it's not leading, but it is certainly improving.
Okay, so you would just hold it if you owned
No,
it?
you can hold it and
Okay.
let it unfold over the next few weeks. They had a good move the first few days, and then they kind of have backed and filled a little over the last few.
Okay, so Phil's tweeting in about Biogen. I used to be
Feel
Biogen.
the
Okay.
same way about Biogen.
Okay, so hold, if
Yep.
anything. Okay, Bruce sent in a Facebook message on Pfizer, buy, sell, or hold.
Yeah, so again, going back to the farmers have had a little bounce, but they really haven't followed through at this point. So I would have expected healthcare to behave better. Some of the healthcare money that has been put to work in the last couple of weeks has been focused on managed healthcare and some of the hospital companies like a UNH, United Healthcare. The farmers really are not there yet. We do own Johnson & Johnson, and we own some Merck. They seem to be the two sort of leading companies in the group right now.
Okay. Angela tweeting in about Delta Airlines, buy, sell, or hold.
Airlines look great. We own both Delta, LUV, which is Southwest, and we own Air Canada.
Okay, we're going to be back after this short break. Top picks are coming up next.